Hello, everybody, and welcome. As we like to do every week, we like to take a look at the past week's market activity and then, of course, bounce around the market and look for something to trade. Well, it's been a wild ride for the last couple of weeks. You can see the market's been essentially tanking. Volatility is on the rise, which is always good for us as volatility-based traders. This is, again, the S&P 500 where we always start. If we go to the NASDAQ, it's going to look fairly similar, even more volatility because it looks like an even bigger drop. And then the Russell over here has been doing the exact opposite. For some reason, this thing's shooting up to the moon. And volatility is high in this one as well. For whatever reason, people just don't know what's happening over here. The market's tanking for the S&P and the NASDAQ, and the Russell, which is the small cap stocks, is shooting to the moon. So go figure. Nobody understands how the markets work. Nobody can tell you why things happen. They just do. And we react and we make trades based on them. So we've made trades in the indices over the last few weeks, so we'll kind of mix it up a bit. We're in the middle of earnings season, so we want to look at stocks that have just passed earnings. And this is one of them. This is CMG. This is Chipotle. You can see this thing has been on a downhill slide for a couple months, and because of that, volatility is up. Now, disregard these over here because that's earnings, and volatility always pumps up around earnings. And same thing for this will basically blip right here. This is because earnings was coming up as well. So if we take these three highs out, essentially based on earnings, you can see this volatility is as high as it's been this whole year. So it's way up at 65 and it's getting crushed. So as contrarians, we're going to make a trade that says, well, hopefully over the next 45 days or so, this thing starts to bottom out and turn back around and hopefully bounce. That's how I look at the market as a contrarian. When things are tanking, I make trades that say hopefully from here on in it's going to bounce and go up, and if things are shooting to the moon like the Russell was on the other side, I'm going to start making bets that hopefully it's going to start coming down over time. So how do we do that? So we're going to go to the trade page, and we're going to go right here to 54 days because this is the monthly expiration cycle. It has more liquidity than these do over here, the weeklies. So we're going to stick over here, which will be 53 days tomorrow. The stock price is essentially at 50, and we're going to sell a put spread, which means we're assuming that the stock price is going to go up. So I've already set it up for us to make it simple. When we sell a put spread, we always sell strike prices that are below the stock price because we want it to go up. So we're basically starting below it, hoping it goes up from there. So we're going to cut this one close, right below where it's at today. We're going to make this a $2 wide put vertical. And as long as we're collecting 66 to 80 cents on this trade, it is a perfect trade. So that's what we're going to do. If everything stays the same tomorrow, volatility is still high, if the stock price opens here, we're going to sell the put directly below it, which is the 49, make it a $2 wide put vertical, so 49.47. And as long as we're collecting, again, at least 66 to 80 cents in that window, this is a perfectly valid trade. And that is our trade in CMG, Chipotle for tomorrow. So what is your goal here? Well, mine has always been to get to where my money makes more money than I make. Let that one sink in. Look, I'm just a regular guy with a full-time job, but every day I get home, I look at my trading account and I see that I have made money while I was actually working full-time all day. Now, wouldn't you like to see that too? That your money made you money while you were actually working? Well, you're never going to get there until you actually start. So don't you think you'd be a little bit more comfortable and confident if I was right there by your side making trades with you? Where now I will be there with my real-time alerts. You'll trade side by side with me in real time as I tell you what trade to make, why we're making the trade, and more importantly, how to make the trade correctly. But making the trade's only half the battle. When to close the trade is just as important, so you'll get those closing alerts as well. Listen, you've got the knowledge now, so let's put it to use. So how do we turn your knowledge into actual income with as little risk as possible? Well, the way we do that is by offering up the option alert for only $1 for the first month. Now, the option alert itself is going to send out 2 to 3 trades in real time as I make them via text or email directly to you. And as I close these trades, you'll also get those closing alerts in real time as well. Now, if you want an even better opportunity, the Option Pro, which is the exact same alert service as the Option Income, offers up all the content I've ever made, courses, webinars, etc. Over $2,000 worth of options courses for only $19 for the first month. So the way we're going to sign up for either of these is by going to sharpertrades.com, clicking on the products section. Both of these alerts will show up. Depending on which one you prefer, you'll type in these coupon codes, and you'll either get the option alert for $1 for the first month or the option pro for only $19 for the first month. Look forward to seeing you all over there soon. Take care.